In NASCAR's 75-year history, there have been many numbers come and go. On any given weekend, you will see 36 to 40 unique numbers on the track, and each of those numbers has a story to tell. Hi, I'm your host Matt, and this is NASCAR Number History, presented by Dogleg Media. In this series, we tell the stories of each of those unique numbers, from the origins of the number, who found victory lane the most, and some other drivers who found success in the number. We go in chronological order, and today we explore the history of the number 17. If you missed numbers 1 through 16, they will be linked below. Be sure to check them out after this one. Without further ado, let's jump in to the history of the number 17. The number 17 has had 72 Cup Series victories in its time in the Cup Series, with 5 different drivers winning in the number. While there haven't been many different drivers to win in the 17, 3 of the 5 are NASCAR champions and Hall of Famers, and the other 2 to win in the 17 are currently driving in NASCAR now. The first to win in the number 17 is a NASCAR legend, David Pearson. Pearson was the first to win in the number 17. He would get his first victory in 1968 at Bristol. Pearson would be a 2-time champion driving the number 17, winning the championship consecutively in 1968 and 1969. He would lead the Cup Series in wins and poles in 1968 driving the number. Pearson would pilot the 17 from 1967 to 1971 for Holman Moody, collecting 30 total wins in the 17, making him also the winningest driver in the number's history. Pearson is second in total Cup wins with 105, with nearly a third of those coming in the number 17. Pearson was named one of NASCAR's 50 greatest drivers and would be inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2011. Pearson is one of the greatest to ever race in NASCAR, and he will make another appearance in NASCAR number history very soon for the number he was most famous for. Others to drive and win in the number 17 include Daryl Waltrip, with 15 total wins. Waltrip would make his first start in the 17 for Daryl Waltrip Motorsports back in 1975 at Daytona. His first win would come in that very same year at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Waltrip would then reunite with the 17 12 years later at Hendrick Motorsports. Waltrip would compete for Hendrick in the 17 from 1987 to 1990, winning 9 times, including one of the biggest wins of his career, the 1989 Daytona 500, where the infamous Icky Shuffle dance would be performed in Victory Lane. Waltrip would then race the 17 for Daryl Waltrip Motorsports again from 1991 to 1998, winning another 5 times, with his last win in the number and his career coming in 1992 at the Southern 500 at Darlington, his only Southern 500 crown. He would earn NASCAR's Most Popular Driver Award in 1989 and 1990 driving the number 17, and Waltrip would win NASCAR's biggest crown jewels in the number, the Coca-Cola 600, the Southern 500, and of course the Daytona 500. Waltrip was named one of NASCAR's 50 greatest drivers and was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2012. And then we move on to Matt Kenseth. Kenseth would win 24 times in the 17, spanning from 1999 to 2012 driving for Roush Fenway. Kenseth would win the 2000 Rookie of the Year award, winning his first race, the Coca-Cola 600, that same year. This wouldn't be the only crown jewel that Kenseth would get, winning 2 Daytona 500s in 2009 and 2012, as well as the All-Star race in 2004. Kenseth would embody the word consistency in 2003, winning the Cup Series championship after winning only 1 race that season at Las Vegas. Kenseth would later leave Roush to join Joe Gibbs and would win in another number to be discussed later on. Special K was named to NASCAR's 75 Greatest Driver list and was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2023. And then moving on to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stenhouse would get 2 wins in his time in the Cup Series driving the 17 for Roush Fenway and would replace a departing Matt Kenseth in the 17. Stenhouse would follow in Kenseth's footsteps in 2 categories. He would win the Rookie of the Year award in 2013, and he would be a winner in the 17 for Roush. Stenhouse would collect both of his wins in 2017, driving the 17 car, the first being at Talladega and the second being at Daytona at the Coke Zero 400. Stenhouse would pilot the 17 from 2013 to 2019 before leaving for JTG Doherty, where he would win the Daytona 500 in another number. And now we move on to the current driver of the 17, Chris Buescher. Buescher would take over the reins of the 17 after Stenhouse's departure in 2019, and collected his first win in the 17, his second total win of his career in the 2022 Bristol Night Race. Buescher would also be the first to win for the newly named Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing, after Brad Keselowski would come over from Penske to be a team owner. Buescher has shown phenomenal speed at times and was certainly the class of the organization last year, as Keselowski would have growing pains in his first season as an owner. With RFK showing more and more promise on a weekly basis, will we see Buescher grab another win in the 17? And if so, how many more can he add? And that'll do it for number 17. What stood out to you the most? Next week, we tackle the number 18 car's history, and there has certainly been some Hall of Famers to pilot that one, including a current driver who recently had a breakup with the number after 15 years. Let me know down below some drivers I may have missed. I know for a fact I didn't miss any winners, but that doesn't tell the whole story. If you haven't seen numbers 1 through 16, be sure to check them out. They will be linked below. A new series, NASCAR Legends Beginning, will debut on Monday, detailing the humble beginnings of 7-time champion Jimmie Johnson's start in racing and how he made it to NASCAR's top division. Number 18 will be out on Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that as well. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. It helps out a ton. But anyway, that'll do it for us here at Dogleg Media. I'm Matt, your host, and you've been watching NASCAR Number History.